We want to return to the encounters of July 2019. Several naval warships, including the USS Omaha, are conducting exercises off the coast of California. For days, they report being tailed by drone-like objects at night. And now, at 11 p.m. on July 15th, the Omaha is about to record some of the most compelling video of the modern UFO era.
Took off, booking it.
This leaked footage, obtained by filmmaker Jeremy Corbell, comes from inside the ship's Combat Information Center. It shows a sphere-like object flying near the ship in windy and choppy conditions.
Break Omaha, pick me kid, Rafael Peralta, passability to launch helo ASAP.
Whoa, it's getting close.
This is happening the same month the Green Pyramid footage was shot on board the USS Russell, another ship participating in these exercises. The Omaha is concerned enough to prepare to launch a helicopter when the object appears to dive into the ocean.
Gust of 40.
What was splashed? Splashed. Mark bearing and range.
Unconfirmed reports say the Omaha and a nearby submarine proceeded to search the water for signs of the object, but found nothing. The crucial element in this video is the plunging into the ocean. Classifying this as a so-called Transmedium UFO, an object that appears to possess amphibious capabilities. In other words, a USO, an unidentified submerged object.
This is a belief based on data, based on what other navies, including our own, have seen in the ocean. So it's possible that these unknown objects are playing cat and mouse with our own submarines.
USOs have been documented by the U.S. Navy for decades, including the famous Aguadilla incident off the coast of Puerto Rico in 2013. In that case, a DEA plane recorded this footage of an object circling the airport, then heading out to sea and entering the water at high speed, then re-emerging. One theory posits that ETs are either exploring the Earth's oceans as well as its skies, or that perhaps they have underwater bases we're unaware of.
Maybe alien life forms could have made it to us, and if they got here, where would they go? They know we're intelligent. So they would go where we are not. And where we are not is in the deep ocean.
Some say that's what Legends of Atlantis were about all along, an alien base for USOs. But it's important to note that all reported transmedium objects are not identical. For example, the Aguadilla footage from 2013 showed the object apparently emerging from the water and then splitting in two. In contrast, the more recent object seen on the Omaha just splashes down and disappears. No re-emergence, no splitting, at least not on camera. So maybe this thing can be explained after all. Let's find out. Could it be a parachute flare? Unlikely, as it's moving across the water horizontally. A weather balloon. No material was recovered in a search of the area, and a balloon would not lose its infrared heat signature that fast upon hitting the water.
We can see it maneuver from right to left. We can see it ascend abruptly. You know, all of that is pretty inconsistent with any types of balloons, whether it's even an atmospheric testing balloon, that type of thing. You know, if it's moving lighter than air, it's going to be carried by wind currents, but it's not going to have a propulsion system. There's not going to be a thrust that sends it into different directions.
You notice it moves across the water with some speed. A balloon wouldn't be moving across the water at high speed just to stop. So it's not a balloon, in my view.
Unlikely it's a plane. The object has no wings, and because it was captured on a thermal camera, we can see that its temperature is even on all surfaces. If it were a jet, it would appear much hotter at the rear exhaust nozzle. How about a drone, launched by an adversary trying to gather intel on our aerial defense capabilities?
It takes a large drone that's about the size of a plane to sustain flight time for hours. But these evidently were up in the air for hours, plaguing the ships. And the Navy says they still can't identify them.
If it was a drone, were they trying to tease the U.S. military? They wouldn't give away technology like that. They wouldn't let on that they had this technology. They haven't shot at it. They haven't done anything to it whatsoever. Yet it's falling and eventually landing in the water.
But what about when it hits the water? Even if a drone split apart on impact, you'd still expect the pieces to show up in the thermal image. Instead, it just seems to disappear.
This object went into the water where any other type of aircraft, there should have been a crash, there should have been some debris. However, none was found.
So we've ruled out almost every possible earthly explanation. But we have to seriously consider that this object might have been a foreign military asset. On the other hand, how likely is it that the U.S. military would be unable to identify such objects no matter how sophisticated they might be? Like the government, we're calling this a genuine UFO. But the report's vagueness leaves the topic wide open for further debate. That's why the UFO community is now clamoring for further disclosure, especially about those other 141 incidents that haven't been made public. We are eager to see where we go next. But for now, it might be wise to consider that when you look up at the night sky, someone might be looking back.